Not even the biggest snowstorm of the year could keep the top two teams in Section 8 AA girls basketball from facing off this week, as tonight the top-rated and undefeated Wadena-Deer Creek Wolverines come to visit the second overall 5-1 Pelican Rapids Vikings. Good evening, everyone. We are in the Leaders Gymnasium in Pelican Rapids. My name is John Peter, and I'm joined in commentary tonight by my good friend Logan Knorr. And Logan, the history between these two teams has gotten absolutely red hot over the past few years, hasn't it?
It has gotten really juicy here. If you go back to this matchup here, this was one of the matchups from the 2023 playoff season when Wadena came into the Rex Haugen facility here, the Al Siegley Leaders Activity Center. I don't even know. There's like 4 names at this point. But Wadena-Deer Creek knocked off Pelican Rapids, went on to lose to Perham in the section championship game. So Wadena section runner-up 2 years ago. Perham winning both these last 2 years. Pelican Rapids was the runners-up last year. Perham at 2-3 this year kind of seems like they're going to relinquish their contender, their defending spot. So this Section 8 AA is wide open, both Wadena and Pelican vying for that top dog spot. Pelican coming in this game at 5-1.
Real quickly, our starting lineups for the game tonight for the Wadena-Deer Creek Wolverines: Addison Gravel, Montana Karsten, Ashley Pavick, I believe Leah Osberg, and Peyton Gravel. The Vikings, of course, their starting lineup the same it's been every game so far this season: Megan Guler, Morgan Korf, Ari Hovland, Grace Backstrom, and Anna Roysum.
And Pelican Rapids going to have their hands full here as you look at the team that they're walking out here. 5'10", 5'10", 5'10", 5'11", all over the place. Height and athleticism here from Wadena-Deer Creek.
Well, and much of this same team, Norski, is the same team that faced the Vikings 2 years ago in that playoff game. They are just a whole lot older and more experienced under the head coaching guidance of Jordan Cressup, former Perham graduate and son of Dave Cressup. I promise that's the only time we mention Dad all night. Wadena controls the tip and is going to get it to Gravel on the far side. She's going to drive inside, shoot over the top of Anna Roysum. No good. Rebounded by Ari Hovland, and straight into the front court looking over her shoulder is Hovland. Picks up her dribble, now hands off to Megan Guler. Guler surveys, 27 on the shot clock, as she will get it back to Hovland on the wing in front of the Wadena-Deer Creek bench. It is now number 23, and that is Grace Backstrom. She'll handle before getting it to Hovland. Hovland tries to sling a pass inside on the flex cut to Megan Guler, touched out of bounds. It'll be Vikings basketball.
That's Jordan, just nice defensive stand early by Wadena-Deer Creek right in front of their coach, Jordan Cressup here, kneeling right here. He got the memo. It is ugly sweater day at Pelican Rapids, and he's also in the ugly sweater down there.
Indeed he is. Opening basket by Morgan Korf puts the Vikings on top 2-0, and it is now number 14, Ashley Pavick, bringing the ball across the timeline for the Wolverines. Pavick now handles near the top of the key. Shot fake, hands off to number 23, who is not on our roster at the moment. And the shot by number 2, Montana Karsten, is up and no good. Rebound by the Vikings, and Morgan Korf will push the tempo into the front court. Kick out to Megan Guler near side. She dribbles back to the top of the key and hands off to Ari Hovland, who surveys what is in front of her. Now hands off to Grace Backstrom. Top of the key, 20 seconds on the shot clock. And Morgan Korf now handles. Her father, head coach Brian Korf, bellows commands out onto the court to his team. Now into the hands of Backstrom. Korf deep in the corner, 7 on the shot clock, double team. Hands inside to Backstrom. She'll turn and fire off the backboard, no good. Shot is rebounded by Peyton Gravel. And the Wolverines are going to push tempo with Pavick clearing the timeline, defended by Ari Hovland. Pavick now dribbling hip high. Dribbles down into the wing, has it batted out of bounds by Ari Hovland, and it'll stay with the Wolverines. 2-0 our score, 16:08 left in this first half.
Really solid defense from both teams here, making it really tough to get anything going on offense. We see here the Vikings playing man-to-man. Wadena's also been man-to-man. 2 very physical, long, athletic teams here. It's going to be fun to watch. Roysum now giving everything Peyton Gravel has. Gravel no good, and here comes the Pelican Rapids in transition.
It is Korf now across the timeline. She'll go up with her right hand strong. No good off the backboard. And it is going to be rebounded by Pavick, and she will crossover dribble here briefly, but before now crossing the timeline, looking at what she has. Wadena getting set up in a 4-low set. Ball will be entered to Peyton Gravel. She will hand off now to number 1, Addison Gravel. Ball is loose on the floor. Korf comes away with the basketball, and there's going to be an over and back call. Easy one for the official right in front of the student section as Korf from the ground picks the ball up and throws it into the backcourt to Grace Backstrom as she passed by. It'll be Wadena basketball. Addison Gravel set to inbounds directly in front of that sparse student section. Of course, today was the last day of school for students here in Pelican Rapids. And, of course, many off gallivanting in their free time now that they have. Now it is Pavic called for the carry.
Tell you what, Morgan Korf put in a tough spot there, getting on the floor. It almost reminded me of, if you're an NBA fan, Luka Doncic at one time had that nice pass, and he had to pass it forward. There's really no one to throw to there, and she's just had the ability to sit there in the front court for 3 seconds for the official to clearly see she was in the front court, and that over and back unfortunate turnover. But the Vikings get another stand. 3 straight minutes the Vikings have gone here without Wadena-Deer Creek scoring, which is not like them. They have scored and scored in bunches early on in this season.
Absolutely. They have come in, as we said earlier, 7-0 undefeated on the season, and their scoring has been prolific during that period, as has been their defensive efforts. But the Vikings sure to give them a real test tonight. As we said, these are the top 2 teams in the section. And I don't need anybody in the comments telling me that the Vikings are technically third behind DGF. They own a victory over DGF, which gives them the tiebreaker if playoffs started today. So this is truly 1-2, folks, as Wadena now has the ball, still 2-0, 15 minutes to play here. And it is Gravel with the ball. She's going to hand off to number 2, Montana Karsten. Karsten crossover dribble in front of Megan Guler. Now her pass out wide right in front of head coach Brian Korf for the Vikings is handled by Addison Gravel. She'll now hand it back off to number 3, Jackie Dykoff, who will rotate it around to number 23. And as I said earlier, we'll do some checking in a bit, but number 23 is not on our roster. And so we will refer to her solely by her number this evening, Norski, until we learn otherwise.
I don't want to say, I hope she scores here soon so we can hear Glenn Morkey boom her voice across the way. That'll just make it easier for everyone here.
That is great problem solving by our math teacher. That is Montana Karsten who hits the 3 and puts the Wolverines up 3-2, 14:25 to go here in this first half. Now ball entered quickly to Ari Hovland. She'll fire a 3 to try and answer. No good. Rebounded by Grace Backstrom in the middle of the lane. She will rotate the ball back out to Hovland. Hovland now passes to Anna Roysum right in front of Coach Cressup in that ugly sweater he is wearing tonight. Indeed. 7 on the shot clock. Morgan Korf going to put it on the floor. Draws some contact and hoists a shot up, but she is going to be fouled. And she will go to the line, I believe, or did the official indicate that it's on the floor? And indeed, it is going to be a foul on the ground. And that is Cameron Kirkwood checking into the ballgame for the Vikings, replacing Grace Backstrom. And she will handle the ball enter the ball to Roysum, get it back immediately. Kirkwood hoists up the 15-footer. And the ball is going to be rebounded by number 23. It is Karsten now getting it across to Dykoff. Dykoff with the bounce pass out to Gravel. Gravel inside. Fadeaway jump shot off the backboard, no good. Roysum skies for the rebound after clearing out space, and now it is Morgan Korf on the move. She'll kick it out to Ari Hovland, who is never shy to shoot the 3, and she will bury it. 5-3 now, Vikings lead, 13:30 left in this first half as Dykoff handles.
Huge shot, Hovland. That's kind of been the offensive MO of the Vikings here so far this season, is Morgan Korf making tons of penetration plays here on the inside, kicking, finding shooters like Hovland, Backstrom, Kirkwood, and Guler. And it was all set up by a nice physical rebounding affair there on the defensive end. Anna Roysum really doing a great job there against Peyton Gravel at this stage of the game, trying to keep her in check on the offensive boards.
Ashley Pavic with the hip-high dribble near the top of the key. She now hands off to Jada Dykoff, and she will hand off once again to Pavic. Now inside, number 23, fadeaway jump shot. Let's see, Glenn Morkey, PA announcer, if you can come through for us here. Kennedy Ness, thank you, Mr. Morkey. Kennedy Ness shooting free throws at the foul line for the Wolverines. First shot is up and no good.
We should have just done process of elimination here of all the 5'10 players here that Wadena has. They have all of them on the court, so we could have just done a little process of elimination, realized who was who.
Well, and Kennedy Ness, we should say, is listed on the program as being number 4. And now that I look here, and she's wearing 23 tonight.
This is the NIL era, JP. You can get any kind of, you can change your number mid-season. You can, you know, who knows?
Who knows indeed, Norski.
After they dropped 64 points on Verndale earlier in the season, the Wadena local businesses were calling up the school trying to get some advertisement deals. This is an impressive Wadena-Deer Creek team that came in here. I thought I saw a football score when I saw that score against Verndale.
Indeed, that was an impressive night. Vikings with the ball. Ari Hovland swings it around to Anna Roysum. Top of the key now to Grace Backstrom. She'll fire a three-point shot up, no good. Rebounded by Ness. She rips it down and hands the ball off to number 1, I believe, and that is Addison Gravel. Gravel now hands back off to Ness. She'll dribble inside, kick out to Pavic. Pavic inside. Fadeaway jump shot from about 10 feet, no good. Ari Hovland with the rebound. There seems to be a theme so far offensively for Wadena-Deer Creek that will break down shortly, but it is Vikings basketball at the moment with Ari Hovland near the top of the key handling. Low down dribble defended heavily by Ness, and now gets the ball to Grace Backstrom. Backstrom rotates the ball around. Defensive prowess is also something that the Wolverines have been known for this year, holding one team to 6 points in a game. And 10 seconds left on the shot clock. It is Megan Guler trying to find her way around that defense. Now 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ari Hovland will throw up a floater with no time left. Hits all of the rim and backboard and finds its way down. Hovland now with 5 on the night. Vikings lead 7-3 with 11:45 left in this first period. Pavic now with the ball near the elbow. She'll kick it out to Ness. Ness drives inside, throws up the 10-footer. No good. Jump ball is going to be called by our veteran officiating crew, and it'll be Pelican Rapids basketball off of the jump ball.
Scrappy play by Megan Guler to get that tie up. And on the offensive end, great work, Ariana Hovland being the go-to girl. When the shot clock is running down, you need to make a play. She does, and that's huge when Morgan Korf is not on the floor for the Vikings.
Absolutely. Morgan Korf right now with that hip-high dribble standing on top of the Vikings' head. And she's going to dribble inside, kick at the last second to Grace Backstrom. But the foul is going to be called before she got the pass away. Foul is going to be called on number 2, Montana Karsten. That's her first foul, 4th team foul on the evening. And it is now Kirkwood inbounding the ball. She's going to find Korf. Korf with a stutter step now drives inside. Kick out to Ari Hovland. Hovland casts it up from the far-sided wing. Shot up no good. Grace Backstrom there, though, with the savvy rebound. She'll get it to Kirkwood. Kirkwood thinks about driving inside. Now kicks to Hovland. Hovland once again. The Wolverine defense is smothering in this man-to-man format, and it is Korf going to the basket. Her shot up no good. It's going to be rebounded by Pavic. She'll push tempo into the front court for the Wolverines, and she's going to sling a one-handed pass over here to number 15, Lily Parker, just into the game for the Wolverines. Now it is Jenna Dykoff. Rotating around are the Wolverines with this 4-out look. 1-4 low, you could call it, or 4 out, 1 in. And long three-point shot attempted there by number 2, Montana Karsten. Rebound now corralled off the miss by Ari Hovland. She'll push into the front court, hand off to Morgan Korf, who's going to cast it from way downtown. Volleyball line right there, three-pointer. And Korf puts the Vikings up 10-3, and we're going to have a timeout called by Jordan Cressup, and it is a 30-second timeout. Norski, we said we've noticed some trends on the offensive end from Wadena-Deer Creek. What have you seen so far that they're trying to do?
Well, I've just seen a lot of, their only score here is on that 1 3-point shot here, and the Vikings have been fortunate that Wadena has been a little bit softer in the shooting, but a ton of penetration towards the middle here. So a lot of kickouts, and then they're trying to drive middle, trying to work against the Vikings team man-to-man defense with help. So they're trying to penetrate towards the middle, and if they can get that seam, then they have the shot inside or a kick outside. And Wadena's just been cold shooting. So we'll see if that'll change, but the Vikings doing a great job on defense, especially limiting the second chance opportunities.
Yeah, absolutely. And we know looking through the scores from earlier this season, both of the Gravels Montana Karsten, Jaden Dykoff, and Jenna Dykoff, all capable of putting up double figures for the Wolverines. So this is a dangerous team, and they're creating really, really good looks inside, especially in the paint. They just haven't been able to get the shots fall so far. But overall, Cressup has to be happy overall with what he is seeing. They just haven't been able to get the shots to drop. It is Karsten with the ball. She's going to hand off to Jenna Dykoff. Dykoff drives, now kicks to Addison Gravel. Gravel drives inside, pressured heavily by Kirkwood and Arrow. Arrow's going to come away with the basketball. And quickly into the front court is Morgan Korf. Korf now to Guler, inside to Anna Roysum. Her shot up of the backboard, and a very textbook post move there from Anna Roysum puts the Vikings up 12-3 with 9:42 left in this first half. Pavic with the entry pass to Dykoff. She thought about a long two for a second. Now drives to the basket. D'd up heavily by Arrow. Arrow comes away with the basketball after getting the block. Passes ahead to Morgan Korf. Morgan Korf with the stutter step dribble. Now gets the screen from Arrow. Three-point shot up and good. And the Vikings are ahead here 15-3 with 9:20 to go in this first half.
Exactly what the Vikings needed, a confident Morgan Korf shooting the ball very well. Finally quieting the crowd is Lily Parker. Nice 15-foot shot from her. But for Wadena, they have yet to get things cooking on offense. That is their first shot made for a long time, ever since the three-point shot by, that was Montana Karsten who hit the first shot. But, wow, if you're Pelican Rapids, you love to see that shot making by Korf. And the work done by the bench players coming in. Zaylee Arrow really made a huge impact on the offensive rebounds, the defensive side as well. So, impressive start for the Vikings, giving the test that Wadena, we've been waiting to see would they give a serious test to these Wadena Wildcats, and they clearly are going to in this basketball game.
15-5 our score here, 8:48 to play as Anna Roysum able to collect the loose ball off of the entry. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Korf thinking about the long bomb again. Gets his faux screen from Kirkwood. Now they'll sling it inside to Arrow, and her layup is up and good. Arrow with a really solid stretch of minutes here. And that is Zaylee Arrow off the bench. 17-5 Vikings are leading as Pavic now dribbles inside. One-arm pass, slings it out to Ness once again. Now into the game is Peyton Gravel. She's back in there, and she's going to try and get it to Pavic. Ball is batted away out of bounds, and it'll stay with the Wolverines. Again, 17-5 our score here with 8:19 remaining in this first half. This showdown, of course, between the top two girls basketball programs in Section 8AA thus far this season. And it is Ness in the far corner. She's going to get it to number 2, Karsten. She fires the three, no good. And now it'll be Morgan Korf pushing into the front court. Korf looking around, thinking about the shot herself, but now we'll get it to Grace Backstrom. Vikings patient, looking inside, nothing there. And now Ari Hovland will handle. She'll hand off to Backstrom once again. Guler with the ball, now to Roysum. Shot clock closing in, now down to 10 seconds. Korf will drive inside, tries to get it to Guler, has the ball tipped away. 6 seconds now on the shot clock. Korf dribbles inside, shot off the backboard, no good. Reset of the shot clock as the Vikings grab the rebound. Now Anna Roysum will cast the three up, no good. And now this time we're going to get a foul over the top, they say was Grace Backstrom, I believe, for the Vikings. Indeed it is Grace Backstrom picking up the foul. Third team foul on the evening, first for Grace Backstrom this evening.
Another possession where the Vikings got pressed way deep in the shot clock there. And Wadena has been doing a great job defensively. Pelicans just made some shots. And something I will mention about Wadena is they have been playing 9 deep. They only have 10 people on their entire roster. They've been playing 9 from what I can see. And I haven't really noticed a difference in talent or skill. So we'll see if that plays a factor as this 36-minute game continues, is the conditioning of Pelican Rapids versus the depth of Wadena.
It's going to be Gravel with a long three, no good. Comes off over the top to Megan Guler, and Guler will handle the ball handling duties into the front court before handing off to Morgan Korf. She fires a long three, no good, and that is Peyton Gravel with the rebound. She'll rip it down, now set a screen on Guler as she comes into the front court with the ball. Addison Gravel, the senior. She will handle now to Montana Karsten. And as we said, this team that was so young a few years ago with mostly the same names is now juniors and seniors as Peyton Gravel gets the basket to drop for the Wolverines. 17-7 now our score with 6:32 remaining in this first half.
And that's what I would say. As the tempo has picked up here, Korf opted for the quick in the shot clock 3, and now Gravel makes a move. It seems like the pace is starting to get faster. We'll see which team that advantage which team, and right now with Wadena with their depth and their speed, we'll have to see if Coach Korf or Coach Cressup appreciate the picked up pace here.
It was a miss on the other end by Backstrom. Now into the front court is Gravel. She'll drive inside, fights the ball away from Guler, gets the shot off, and Guler's going to get whistled for the hold on the arm of Addison Gravel. She will go to the line to shoot a pair. 5:57 to go, 17-7. Gravel has had some big nights so far this year, including a 20-point game in a win in their previous game that put them at the 7-0 mark. That 20-point performance came against Bertha Hewitt, and that was a 72-31 victory for the Wolverines.
Really nice strength by her in the lane to get those 2 free throws. She gets 1 to go, but just Guler had her hands all over her inside. She was able to pin her hand or underneath, take the contact, and get to the line. So they're eating into this lead a little bit here. It's now 9, but Kirkwood has something to say about that.
19-8 our score now, 5:45 to play as Cameron Kirkwood gets her first basket of the evening and stretches the lead for the Vikings to 11. Now in the front court it is number 14 Pavic with the ball. She will get it to number 3, Jada Dykoff, who drives inside, loses briefly, slings it back around, and the ball will get rotated to Karsten. She's going to fire the 3, no good. Rebound is going to be pulled down by Megan Guler. And the diminutive point guard brings it into the front court before getting it to Anna Roysum. Roysum will fire the 3, no good. Ball is now tied up underneath by Grace Backstrom. Jump ball is going to be called. Possession arrow will point to the Wolverines. And Pelican Rapids now showing a bit of full court man-to-man defense as both teams continuing to heavily rotate their players here in this first half. Both Vikings and Wolverines going multiple deep in the bench. Vikings clear out once the entry pass is made, and it's going to be Montana Karsten bringing the ball across the timeline. Addison Gravel with it now to number 2 Karsten. Karsten with the skip pass over to Pavic. She'll put it on the floor, spin move underneath, defended by Hovland. Step under from Pavic, and she's going to be called for traveling on the play. And it'll be Pelican Rapids basketball off of the turnover.
Really great defense by Ariana Hovland. She did not, she stayed home in her position. And Pavic looking to try and draw contact there. There was contact, but I think all initiated by her. So the officials make the call they deem to be correct. I thought it was a decent call here. And let's see what the Pelican Rapids can do on their side.
Kirkwood with the floater underneath to put the Vikings up 21-8. Score given to the wrong team there by the head scorer, Angie West. She got it remedied very quickly. And it is now number 11, fresh into the game, Tori Malik. Her 3-pointer is up and no good. Ari Hovland controls. She enters the ball to Azalea Arrow. Arrow with the hook shot, Abdul-Jabbar style. Shot is no good. And as Karsten rips down the rebound, Jordan Cressup is going to want that timeout. And this time he's going to have a full with 4:14 to go here. Our score once again, 21-8.
Those last 30 seconds by the Vikings just showing the bench players that have been in and what kind of impact they're making on this season for the Vikings. Cameron Kirkwood, first off, that's just, I don't know how many girls basketball games you've seen so far this year, JP, but that's just been her MO, is to make some very difficult shots, and she's just a serious offensive playmaker that the Vikings have sorely needed here to be added into the mix. It's very, very nice for her to be in the game. As well, Zaylee Arrow, nice job by her having a presence inside. That hook shot was pretty. I can't believe it didn't go down. But it is the bench players for the Vikings showing up early, and we'll see what Coach Cressup's going to dial up. It seems like everybody's a starter on that team. Like I said, they're playing 9 right now, and everybody that comes in is just seamlessly into their action, their offense.
I was going to say, we have to believe that Coach Cressup and this talented Wolverine squad are going to get themselves back into this game one way or another with what we've seen of their record, with who they've played so far this year, and what they've done against those teams. You would have to believe they're going to find their way back.
And also just give credit to the defensive job done by the Vikings too. Yes, the Wolverines have been a little bit cold from the shooting in the shooting category, but it is that diminutive Megan Guler who has been all over Addison Gravel, making her life absolutely tough. But it is Korf right now who has Gravel in the backcourt.
Gravel will work her way across the timeline for the Wolverines. She is indeed defended heavily by Korf. She's going to hand off to Karsten. Karsten now back to Gravel. Gravel puts it on the floor, hands back to Karsten, thinks about the three. Shot fake, drive inside, kick out to Malik. Malik now to Gravel. 10 seconds on the shot clock. And this is going to be Dykhoff. She'll now get it to Malik. Malik kick out to Karsten. Karsten has trouble with it. 4 on the shot clock. Gravel going to cast up the long bomb three. No good. Rebounded by Zaylee Arrow. And away come the Vikings with the basketball into that front court. Morgan Korf handling the ball hip high. Looks for the fake screen from Kirkwood. She'll now drive inside. Can't get the English on the rim. Ball's going to be batted away. Last touch, they say, by Morgan Korf. And so it'll be Wolverine basketball. 21-8 our score with 3:22 remaining in this first half.
That was one of the most skilled penetrations I think I've ever seen by Morgan Korf. Reverse pivot spin while dribbling at the 17-foot, like by the free throw area, and then splits a couple defenders. Just tried to put some English on it to get it to finish at the rim. Not quite, but nice defensive stand by Wadena-Deer.
Jada Dykhoff with the ball now. Handling, hands it off to Ness. Ness hands it back off to Gravel. Gravel drives inside, now kicks out to number 3. Jada Dykhoff, her three-point shot up and no good. Aside from that initial three-point shot that the Wolverines made, they have been finding the well quite empty when they've gone to it so far this evening. If they heat up, it could be very dangerous for the Vikings. Ari Hovland's three-point shot no good on the other end, batted away by one of the Wolverines. It'll be Vikings basketball under their own basket with 2:52 to play here. 21-8 is our score.
High fives all around for the 6 and 7 players for Pelican Rapids. Cameron Kirkwood, Zaylee Arrow take a break, and the 5 starters back in for the Vikings, presumably for the last 3 minutes of this first half.
Ari Hovland hands off to Morgan Korf. She will cast the three from deep. Good. 24-8 our score now. Vikings stretching this out to 16 with 2:37 remaining here in this first half.
Really exciting to see Morgan Korf. I'm not surprised anymore at her shooting performance right now, but this is a big game for these Vikings, and she has stepped up in a big kind of way, making sure everyone knows she's going to hit these shots to really put her team up in a good way before halftime.
Double dribble called on Peyton Gravel on the near side elbow. It'll be Vikings basketball, 2:16 to play, 24-8 our score. Morgan Korf with the hot hand so far for the Vikings with 11 on the evening. Morgan Korf now dribbling. Left hand, kicks it over to Megan Guler. Guler dribbles across before passing to Roysum at the top of the key, who finds Ari Hovland. Hovland now rotates to Korf. She'll fire another three. Tasting a little blood in the water right now is Korf and going after it. Misses, but Megan Guler is going to get the steal from behind. Anna Roysum can't get it to fall. Ari Hovland comes down with it. She's going to hand it off underneath to Korf, who finds her way through all of that athletic height of the Wolverines and makes another basket. She now has 13 in this half. The Vikings lead 26-8. Their lead now is 18.
All sprung by the defensive play from Megan Guler coming in from behind and stealing that ball away. Nicely done.
And the bleeding finally stopped there by number 23, Kennedy Ness, 26-10, ending a long run by the Vikings. With 1:12 to go here in this first half, Vikings leading 26-10. Anna Roysum will handle out near the top of the key before finding Ari Hovland. She'll drive inside, throws up a high floater, no good after a high bounce off the rim. Rebound corralled by Peyton Gravel, and she will hand off to number 3, Jada Dykhoff. 53 seconds to play in this one. Dykhoff will hand it to Addison Gravel, and the Wolverines starting to really washing machine their players around here to try and lose the Vikings defenders. It is Dykhoff driving inside, shot up, no good, and she will head to the line and shoot a pair with 40.5 to play.
Really exceptional defense here from the Vikings. That finally a little bit of out of position there was Grace Backstrom trying to slide through. That's her second personal foul. But I was just trying to figure out the story of this first half, JP. Yes, the Vikings have shot pretty well, and yes, Wadena hasn't shot that well, but the defense and the second chance points is kind of the main thing here. Vikings have not given up very many offensive rebounds, whereas they have found a way to get to the offensive glass and get themselves a second chance looks as well. So in all facets of the game here, the Vikings just came out a little bit more ready here to start this game, and we'll see what they can bring into half here. There's a 5-second differential. You have to wonder how much they'll try and milk here out of this first half.
Guler with the ball. She will rotate it to Kirkwood. As you said, 25 seconds on that shot clock with a 5-second differential between our game and shot. Guler now again with the ball near side on the wing. She'll dribble inside, kick it across to Cameron Kirkwood. Kirkwood clears some space of her own. Shot up. Didn't need the backboard. Good on that one. 28-11. Vikings are going to lead with 11 seconds to play. Shot clock is off. It is Pavic with the ball. She'll hand off to Ness, and Gravel is going to cast the three. Shot up, no good. And now it is going to be Pavic with a shot of her own. Gravel with the shot at the buzzer. And we're going to have a foul before time expired. Our two officials discussing things, and they say, indeed, she is going to have 2 shots before time expired. I wonder if they're going to clear the old red light so she doesn't have to shoot into that on the backboard. But we have an untimed play here, and she's going to, and they're going to indeed give her another opportunity to shoot that as she was shooting into the red light. What I will tell you, folks, is you shouldn't go anywhere here.
There's still,
don't look at this score right now and think that you should shut your TV off and go somewhere. You need to stick around here as Wadena cannot buy a basket in this first half. I'm telling you, if they heat up in the second, we've got a really good game on our hands.
And Coach Korf has not stopped looking here on the baseline to this official here. But, yeah, we finally got this here, and 0 for 2 there from the stripe. 0 for 3 on the one that didn't count if you want to count that one as well. Just a case of Wadena not being able to buy a basket in many ways. But this is how they walk off, kind of silently so, kind of an anticlimactic finish. It just kind of
a very awkward finish to our first half here. And normally I would say, and the horn sounds, and that's the score. The horn has officially sounded.
I think that would be the rule, right? You can't have no time when a foul occurs, right? So you do need to put some time back on.
They put .1 on and called it good. It is 28-11. It is halftime, folks. We'll be back in 9 minutes and 45 seconds.
This is about our future.
A future that starts with us.
A future that starts today.
And we'll do it
together. Together. We realize that in order to make a difference,
we need to embrace our differences.
Because it's our differences
that drives our greatness. We must learn to challenge ourselves,
how we see ourselves,
and the world around us.
We need to push boundaries and move forward with intention.
Encouraging all of us to make a real change in the world.
And in ourselves.
Pelican Rapids isn't just a place. It's a home, a community, and our school isn't just a school, but a gateway to the rest of the world.
Our future is about me.
About you.
About us.
And it all starts here.
A place where we can be part of a team.
Part of a dream.
And given the tools to pursue the unseen.
A place that we all belong.
And we all belong.
Here.
Today's gonna be a busy one, so make sure to have an extra juice box with me, just in case. Today's gonna be filled with so many fun adventures and new friends. So many new things to learn and new worlds to explore. There'll be reading, writing, math, science, social studies, art, music, library, and Fayed. I mean, it's a lot, but it's cool. We're big kids now. We got this.
I think kindergarten is just this magical place where they come to us and we are teaching them to become leaders, to be curious about the world, to be confident, to be able to go out and explore on their own and be thinkers. I think everybody should have that chance to visit a kindergarten classroom and just see the magic, because really, it's a magical place to be.
I think we got it. Yes! Pelican Rapids, a place we all belong.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
First, an airplane, police, firefighter, football player, a ballerina, a firefighter. I want to be a Ninja Turtle, a doctor.
Whatever you want to be, we're here to help you grow and allow you to be you and have as much fun as we can, learning and growing along the way, every day.
Viking Preschool is a free program located at Viking Elementary in Pelican Rapids, taught by licensed teachers. We offer age-specific classes in which just 4-year-olds are together or just 3-year-olds are together. As they come from their home, the transition into a school environment, routine is so important. We're able to offer that within our school. So this is the start of their time as a Viking.
Pelican Rapids, a place we all belong.
At Pelican Rapids High School, we've worked really hard to expand our offerings to embrace the diverse interests and abilities of our students and give them an opportunity to open the doors to whatever their future may hold. These programs combine classroom learning with hands-on experience, training, and certifications to prepare students for success in various industries and careers. Students learn life skills including sewing, cooking, and interpersonal skills. They explore hands-on skills for careers in manufacturing, engineering, technology, and skilled trades. Practical skills in personal finance, accounting, computer applications, and entrepreneurship are developed in our business department. More recently, we've offered students a fast track to certifications and career experiences with our CNA program, EMT program, our CDL program, and cosmetology courses. These courses have been a result of partnerships with our community, local businesses, and colleges. The goal of our CT department is to help students leave Pelican Rapids ready to lead, ready to serve, and ready to have a great future.
This is about our future.
A future that starts with us.
A future that starts today.
And we'll do it
Together.
Together. We realize that in order to make a difference,
We need to embrace our differences.
Because it's our differences
that drives our greatness. We must learn to challenge ourselves
how we see ourselves
and the world around us.
We need to push boundaries and move forward with intention.
Encouraging all of us to make a real change in the world.
And in ourselves.
Pelican Rapids isn't just a place. It's a home, a community, and our school isn't just a school, but a gateway to the rest of the world.
Our future is about me.
about you.
About us.
And it all starts here.
A place where we can be part of a team.
part of a dream.
and given the tools to pursue the unseen.
A place that we all belong.
And we all belong
Here.
Today's gonna be a busy one, so make sure to have an extra juice box with me, just in case. Today's gonna be filled with so many fun adventures and new friends. So many new things to learn and new worlds to explore. There'll be reading, writing, math, science, social studies, art, music, library, and Fayed. I mean, it's a lot, but it's cool. We're big kids now. We got this.
I think kindergarten is just this magical place where they come to us and we are teaching them to become leaders, to be curious about the world, to be confident, to be able to go out and explore on their own and be thinkers. I think everybody should have that chance to visit a kindergarten classroom and just see the magic, because really, it's a magical place to be.
I think we got it. Yes! Pelican Rapids.
Well, Norski, as we look at what's going on here in this first half, we said fans don't leave, don't go anywhere. It's 28-11 right now is our score here after the first half. Pelican Rapids leading. This is the matchup between the top two teams in Section 8 AA for girls basketball, and it has seemed anything but so far. However, half of a game left to play here, and a lot of things that have gone one team's way and not the other. Tell us about what Wadena's going to have to do here to get back into this game, Norski.
Yeah, I think they just need to continue to trust their process and bring the intensity on the defensive end, limit the offensive rebounds that Pelican Rapids has made, and then you just have to trust that maybe these shots will fall and maybe Pelican Rapids will miss a couple shots too. Morgan Korf lights out, taking a couple shots from the volleyball line going in. So, I mean, for one, you can't give her any space tonight. Clearly, you cannot give her any space, but offensively, stick to your game plan. A lot of shots. I think that free throw right before the end with .001 on the clock showed it. Right, what seemed to be right down the middle, bounced 5 times and popped out for Wadena. So the Wolverines just have to stick to their game plan here. And, yeah, that's all you can really do here. It's 17 points with the pace that these girls have been playing at. 17 can turn to nothing in a real hurry.
Absolutely. Both teams starting the same way they started the first half. For Pelican Rapids, Guler, Korf, Hovland, Backstrom, Roysam, and for Wadena, Gravel, Karsten, Pavic, Gravel, and Ness. On the floor, it'll be Pelican Rapids basketball to start the second half here. Morgan Korf brings it across the timeline and hands it off to Megan Guler directly in front of her very own bench. Grace Backstrom now handling, gives it to Morgan Korf. She'll stutter step dribble inside. Now get it to Ari Hovland near the top of the key. Grace Backstrom slings it over to Megan Guler. Shot clock continuing to tick down. Vikings known for their very patient offense, clock draining offense, especially when in the lead. It is Korf now dribbling inside, finding Anna Roysam. Her shot up no good, gets the rebound, take a dribble, finds herself in a bit of trouble with 3 Wolverines around her. Pavic knocks the ball down, loose ball on the floor, many players on the floor with it, and it's going to be Gravel and Hovland in a scrum. Jump ball is called by our official, and it'll be Wadena-Deer Creek basketball.
A really methodical offensive series there. Korf dumps into Roysam nicely. Shot at a basket there. Wadena, nice defense. Nice job by Hovland also to get that jump ball possession right back to Pelican Rapids.
Pavic with the ball. She handles, now hands off to Gravel. This is Addison Gravel, the senior. She will dribble around, hand off to Karsten. Karsten, also a senior, hands back to Gravel. She will dribble and sling the ball over to number 23, Ness. Now deep into the corner is Addison Gravel. Drives inside, her shot up, no good. Off the backboard, Gravel gets a touch on it, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Pelican Rapids basketball, 28-11, 16:50 to play here in this first half. Go ahead.
It could have been that Gravel knocked that right into the fingertips of Guler out of bounds, but she hit it so aggressively that they saw it off of her. She was clapping her hands in frustration there. But Wadena coming up empty once again. They have time, but it would be nice when you start a half really to set a tone that we're back in this game. So Vikings kind of have an advantage if nothing changes here in the first few minutes.
Korf drives inside. Her shot up, no good. Backstrom with the rebound. Misses the short one. And the rebound controlled by Kennedy Ness. Ness will hand off to Pavic, who brings it across the timeline. She has taken over some of the ball handling duties from Gravel. It is Pavic now dribbles inside, kicks to Karsten. Karsten with a very quick release. In and out on this end as well. And is going to be rebounded by Korf. She will push the tempo. And now stutter step. Spin move. Shot up. Rolls around, no good, but they're going to call a foul. A little contact on the arm, they say. And Korf will head to the foul line where she will shoot a pair.
So balanced from Morgan Korf there. Her ability just off the dribble one more time, that spin move, using that to create some separation, some contact as well. The balance to put up a good shot. Almost thought it would go down. And for Karsten on the other end, another good-looking three-pointer that just rattled in and out and back out again. In and out and in and out again. I don't even know what, you know what I mean? How many times did that thing bounce around? Karsten 1 for 4 on the night, shooting for 3. But the Vikings cannot give her too much space. I'm sure she has the confidence to shoot it again if she has another look.
30-11, our score. Biggest lead of the night for the Vikings here as Pavic drives inside and kicks out. She'll find Karsten, who will find Kennedy Ness. Now crossover dribble, kick out to Karsten. Karsten guarded heavily by Megan Guler, and now Karsten fires a three, this time good. And Wadena gets only their second three-pointer of the ballgame and first of this half, 30-14 now, Pelican Rapids leading. On the other end, Megan Guler now tries her hand at some three-point action. Rebound by Grace Backstrom, who has been a bit of a menace for the Vikings on the offensive glass this evening, keeping possessions alive. 9 seconds now, inside to Anna Roysum. Her shot up off the glass is good. After the pass threaded to her, 32-14, Vikings leading. 18-point lead at this point. 14:45 to go. Gravel with the ball, getting some help from Addison Gravel, and now Gravel's going to be stripped by Hovland. She's going to bring it into the front court, looks around over her shoulder, and now she's going to pull up from three. Her shot up, no good. And the ball is going to go out of bounds, off of Pelican Rapids and to the Wadena-Deer Creek Wolverines.
Nice take by Hovland. Didn't have any numbers there, so she figured may as well take a three. With her numbers shooting, with her ability to shoot the three-point shot, certainly don't hate it. It's a good look here with the Vikings after getting a nice a score and stop. Maybe another score would really continue to set the exclamation point at the beginning of this half. Once again, they did not come out flat by any means. Wadena's going to have to start making things happen here. We're already 4 minutes gone in the second half.
Gravel takes it to the basket, defended heavily by Korf. Her shot up off the side of the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Hovland. Quickly into the front court is Korf. She'll thread the needle to Kirkwood. Kirkwood drives inside. She's going to kick out to Guler. Guler, nothing there, so she will dribble around, hand off to Ari Hovland. Hovland looks around, 14 minutes left on the game clock. 32-14 our score now as Morgan Korf looks. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Hovland inside, scoop shot up underneath Kennedy Ness, no good. Rebound by Peyton Gravel, and Gravel will bring it across herself and gets it to Montana Karsten, who fires a three, and it is good. Karsten has been known for some huge three-point games over the years, including some in this gym in a playoff game a few years ago. It is Korf now dribbling inside. She's going to spin, find herself in trouble, gets it to Anna Roysum. She'll take it inside and look for Cameron Kirkwood. Her shot up no good, but she's going to be fouled. And she will go to the line to shoot a pair. 32-17 our score, 13-23 left in this second half.
The 5'5 freshman Kirkwood certainly outmatched there inside by the 5'11 Gravel. Nice little bailout on the foul call. A little bit of contact maybe after the full block on the hand, maybe got her on the body underneath. Kirkwood with 7 points, just like I had mentioned, off the bench. Certainly an offensive force. When she comes in, you can see her ability to penetrate in the lane, her balance inside, her strength. She's really matching up well against these Wolverines. This is the type of game with when you have two very good teams, when you can start to see, okay, is she a freshman or is she playing like something different? And you can tell tonight she's playing like something different.
Coach Cressup wanting a travel or a carry on that by Morgan Korf as she corralled the basketball. Now she'll drive inside, kick it out, nobody home, out of bounds. And as we said earlier, Montana Karsten can get very hot in a hurry. She had 5 threes a few nights ago against New York Mills in a 61-51 victory where she had 20 points on the night.
And I did talk about how she was 1 for 4, and just like that, now she's hit 2 in a row. She is 3 for 6 tonight. And like I said, hit her last 2, so she is feeling herself, asking for the ball here. And it's going to be Roysum getting caught up a little bit handsy there against Peyton Gravel on her way into the lane.
First team foul of the half for Pelican Rapids, and that is Anna Roysum's first foul as well. 34-17 our score here. Pelican Rapids doubling up Wadena at the moment with 12:45 to play here in this second half. Montana Karsten with the ball. She'll cast up another 3. After hitting 2 in a row, can't find it on that one. Ball is loose now. Korf comes away with the basketball. Into the front court she'll go. She's going to challenge Karsten herself and go right at the hoop. No good. Rebound is pulled down there by number 3, Jada Dykoff. And she'll now kick it into the front court and find Addison Gravel. She'll throw up a 3. No good. And Morgan Korf now collects. Morgan Korf into the front court where she is going to slowly and very methodically get the offense set up. Not enough pressure to get the 5 count right now. She's going to get to Kirkwood. Kirkwood looks around, dribbles it back out and hands it back off to Korf. Korf again not receiving any pressure. And that is Montana Karsten. 10 seconds now on the shot clock. Korf looking around, finds Guler, now finds Backstrom. Open underneath. Her shot blocked by Peyton Gravel. And into the front court now goes Jada Dykoff. She's going to drive down to the low block, kick out to Addison Gravel. She'll rotate it around to Karsten. Karsten's 3 up and good. Third three-pointer of the half by Montana Karsten. She now has 12 in the game, 34-20. And we're going to have a timeout here called, a 30-second timeout called by Coach Cressup. That is his 3rd of the game, so he will have 1 timeout remaining, 2 timeouts remaining after this.
Montana Karsten pulling Wadena back to life. Exactly what they needed was a little bit of an offensive spark. And it is clearly, as you mentioned, you've had a number of girls that have had big scoring games. And it looks like it's going to be Karsten's night if Wadena is going to get themselves back in the game. For the Vikings offensively, they're also facing a tremendous defensive effort by the Wolverines as well. You start to wonder, like I had mentioned earlier, they've gone 9 deep, right? So basically this is a 9v7 tonight. Pelican just has gone 2 deep. And we'll see in the war of attrition if Wadena is going to be able to continue to peel into the condition of the Vikings.
Well, and as we said earlier, as you look through the pregame, as we're doing our research pregame, we're going through all their previous games, reading all the articles, and they have 4 or 5 different players who can score double digits as Wadena controls the ball here. So that means everybody on the court basically is dangerous for the Wolverines and can get hot at any point. It is Peyton Gravel. She'll cast it out to Pavic. Her 3-point shot up, no good. Rebound again by the Wolverines. Karsten once again. Heat check from Montana Karsten. She now has 15 on the night and has pulled the Wolverines just like that within 11. Turnover out of bounds by Hovland. Vikings looking a little frazzled here as number 13, Morgan Korf, comes off the bench. 34-23 our score here with 11:06 left to play. Montana Karsten currently absolutely on fire for the Wolverines.
Well, exactly as mentioned, chess being played between these two coaches. Jordan Cressup pulling the full court pressure, which they haven't done all game. Morgan Korf taking about 90 seconds on the bench here. And I think Cressup seeing that, hey, their bona fide ball handler is out. Let's see if we can't pressure them in the backcourt. And they did, and they were able to, it was able to pay off for 3 quick points and then a turnover by the Vikings. So the Vikings 0 for 2 with Montana Karsten not slowing down. 4 for 4 in the second half. So just what we had said for the Wolverines to come back in this game. Well, they're pretty much back in it right now. 11-point game can turn into 0 in a hurry. Just a few possessions.
We hope you have listened to us, folks, and stuck around. Wadena fans wanting an over and back there. Nothing doing, says our youngest official on the court. Morgan Korf with the hip-high dribble, defended by Pavic, but again, not given enough space. Vikings running a 1-4 high at the moment. Now Ari Hovland gets it. Hands off to Morgan Korf. Spin moves inside, her shot up, and good from about 10 feet. 36-23, ending the run at this moment by the Wolverines. It is now Karsten bringing the ball into the front court, and she's going to get it to Pavic. Pavic gets it back to Karsten. Karsten again fires the three, and it is going to be Morgan Korf off the Anna Roysum rebound. Korf pushes into the front court. She's going to throw up a three of her own. In and out, no good. Roysum with the rebound, down on the baseline, defended heavily. Loose ball on the floor, going to be tied up. Possession arrow goes to the Vikings off of the jump ball. Coach is continuing to rotate players here at this midway point, or nearing the midway point of this second half. And now it is Ari Hovland with the inbounds pass. She's going to sling it into Anna Roysum. Step through, very traditional post move underneath, no good off the bottom of the rim. It's going to be rebounded by Jada Dykoff. She's going to really push the tempo into the front court and hand off to number 2, Karsten. Karsten fires another three. Bit unconscious at the moment in how she feels with her shot selection, and she fires it away.
Well, when you're 4 for 4 there to start the second half, you can kind of do whatever you want. She's missed the last 2 now. Still 5 for 10 from the three-point line in this game. 15 points for her. Leads all Wadena scorers. Morgan Korf with her last bucket makes her at 17, leading all scorers tonight.
Wadena with that full court press. Vikings break it with the long throw to Anna Roysum. And now it is Morgan Korf with the hip-high dribble, surveying what she has in front of her. Of course, her father, Brian Korf, played for the legendary Rex Haugen, known for just bleeding time off the clock late in games, and an expert at it. And Coach Brian Korf himself, a master at doing so in close games. The Vikings known to be very methodical with a lead late. Loose ball out of bounds off of Wadena. Now the officials are going to chat about it a little bit underneath. We'll see if they come up with something different. And indeed we keep it here. It'll be Cameron Kirkwood inbounding the ball. And she's going to be called for the 5-second call. And it'll be a turnover back to the Wolverines. Vikings now showing press. Of course, usually once a team gets the ball in, they're going to retreat, and indeed they do. A man-style press. It is Dykoff handling the ball for the Wolverines. She'll get it to Karsten, back to Dykoff. Dykoff at the top of the key, dribbles inside, shoots over the top of Zaliero. No good. Cameron Kirkwood with the rebound. She's going to get it to Morgan Korf. And with 8:47 to go here in this second half, Vikings leading 36-23. Zaliero will work it down to Cameron Kirkwood. She finds Roysum underneath. It's going to be poked away by Peyton Gravel and remain with the Vikings with 19 seconds on the shot clock.
Peyton Gravel really just closing all the passing lanes quickly. It's one of those things on offense. Pelican looks like they have an open man underneath. Gravel just closes that so fast. That time she was able to knock it away. She's had a couple blocks in this game where you thought someone would have an open look, and she came out of nowhere to block it as well.
Ari Hovland with the three-point basket. 39-23 our score with 8:25 to go here in this second half. Hovland now with 8 on the night. Karsten handling, that's Dykoff handling. She's going to bring it from one sideline all the way to the other across the arc. Gravel kicks out to Peyton Gravel. Three-point shot up, in and out, no good. And Morgan Korf will clear for the Vikings. Waiting for the signal from head coach Brian Korf, also known as her dad. Korf with the hip-high dribble, finds Roysum underneath. Roysum with the light left-handed shot up off the glass, too strong. Out of bounds, though, as Peyton Gravel cannot corral the basketball. And the possession will stay with the Vikings. 20 seconds back on that shot clock as Megan Guler and Kennedy Ness for Wadena check back in to the ball game.
I was thinking about some of these shots that have just rattled in and out. If this game was played in the Legends Gymnasium just across the way, I think it'd be like a 60-50 game right now. The rims are tied a little extra tight here at the new Rexhaugen court in the Leaders Gymnasium, and it definitely, you have to hit it perfect here to get one to go.
Guler with the three-point shot up and good from the corner, burying it right in front of her own bench, putting the Vikings up 42-23. Vikings kind of weathering that storm from Wadena earlier and now have stretched the lead back out to 19. And Guler now whistled for the foul. 42-23 our score, 7:20 to go here in the second half. Second team foul on the Vikings, third individual foul tonight on Megan Guler.
First bucket by Megan Guler, and what a huge one it was here to eclipse the 40-point mark. And like you had mentioned, after that huge run by Karsten, felt like Wadena's very much in this game, but now the Vikings, they've scored the last here 8 points to bring that lead from 11 now up to 19.
It is Gravel working it around to Ness. Ness now hands off to Dykoff, back to Gravel. 6 on the shot clock. Three-point shot is up and good by number 11, Tori Malik. 42-26.
What a huge shot by Malik, because Wadena seems like their only offensive spark was from Montana Karsten, and there was going to be nothing else. They need somebody else to pull a rabbit out of the hat here as well on top of Karsten. So we'll have to see if they can continue to build off of that momentum from that three-point shot.
Kirkwood rotates the ball around to Hovland. Hovland puts it on the floor herself. She'll drive inside, put up the left-handed layup, up nicely off the glass and in for Ari Hovland. That pushes her into double-digit points for the night with 10. Vikings lead 44-26. It is now Jada Dykoff. I was trying to figure out what everybody on the court was yelling. It is now driving inside Kennedy Ness. Wraparound right-handed shot. Beautiful by Kennedy Ness. 44-28. 6:05 to play here. Ness gets her 4th points of the evening and draws the game back to within 16.
I think they were looking at the beautiful hair of the official down here, looking like Joe Diffie singing John Deere Green. That was the student section singing down there. Is that what you heard?
No comment. Morgan Korf comes away with the basketball after a wild scrum. Brian Korf says back it out, and instead Morgan takes it straight to the basket. Good. Timeout called by Brian Korf. Norski, on this timeout, I got a story for you that I've been thinking about all day, and that is in Brian Korf's second season, these two teams played. We talk about history a lot between these two teams. And in Brian Korf's second season as head coach, these two teams played one another in the playoffs in the elementary gym in Wadena, Minnesota. And fans might say, why were they playing in the elementary gym? Well, because Wadena was rebuilding that year after the horrible tornado that came through, and that tornado damaged 30% of the homes in the city of Wadena. And the state of Minnesota and for that matter the nation, we all kind of collectively held our breath as we watched that community rebuild itself, watch the school have to rebuild itself. The high school sustained such damage that year the students were having to attend their high school classes at the community college, at the elementary. They had to move the preschool into the St. Mary's Catholic School, I believe, if I'm not, St. Anne's, there it is, St. Anne's Catholic School. And while most of the outdoor activities weren't affected at all the indoor activities had to get moved to the elementary gym. Now, they thankfully have a decent-sized elementary gym. I remember at that time I was still kind of peripheral to the basketball program, and I was sent by Brian Korf to scout a couple times in that gym. I obviously didn't do a very good job scouting because the Vikings fell that night 61-39 in playoff action. And Wadena went on to lose to Pequot Lakes in the quarterfinals that year. But it was a very memorable time, obviously for that community, but for any basketball, any sports fan that went to a game in Wadena, Minnesota, when it was in the elementary gymnasium. It was quite an experience.
And just what a way that sports can bring people together, obviously,
absolutely,
too, right? Wherever it is, I don't care if we're playing on a tennis court outside, we're going to bring the community together and just kind of bond over these athletes, and this is exactly what we're doing tonight here. What an exceptional show that both the Wadena Wolverines and the Pelican Rapids Vikings have put on for us tonight.
Well, and honestly, it's what we're doing here, too, for those of you watching and listening to us this evening as well. Like, you're here with us. You're part of the community tonight. and that's what makes this awesome. Shot up no good there by number 40, Gravel. Rebound corralled by Kirkwood. Ball is pushed into the front court, 46-28 our score. Pelican Rapids leading with exactly 5 minutes to play. Roysum now with the ball near the top of the key. She's going to look around, and, of course, again, Vikings being very methodical with their offense at this moment. Morgan Korf on the bench right now, taking a breather. Roysum handles, 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Roysum going to hand off to Kirkwood. 5 on the shot clock now. Kirkwood drives inside, find Megan Guler off the glass. Good. Count the basket. Foul. Guler heads to the line to shoot the and one free throw.
Nice play, Cameron Kirkwood on that penetration. 6 seconds on the shot clock. They said, Cameron, you're the go-to gal right now with Morgan on the bench here to make a play. Last second, her ability to anticipate and dish it off to Guler. And nice strong finish by Guler through contact. One of those dagger type of plays. 4.5 minutes. Certainly critical hour here for Wadena.
Rebound by Pavic. She'll push into the front court. And she will move the ball over to Gravel. That's Peyton Gravel, who now hands it to Ness. Ness drives inside, thinks about taking a shot, but now kicks back out to Pavic. Montana Karsten back on the court after a quick break. She'll take it straight to the basket. Shot up off the glass, no good. Bit of a scrum between Anna Roysum and Gravel. Both players look okay as they come back down the court. Megan Guler with the ball. She'll rotate it around to Ari Hovland. Hovland now to Roysum. 18 seconds on our ticking shot clock, and now we've got an offensive foul called off ball on Ari Hovland by our senior official on the crew tonight. He had a perfect view of whatever happened, and he said there was a push. So it'll be Wadena basketball. And you can tell this is a big game between two teams and two great coaches, because with a 20-point lead and 4 minutes left, we're still both pressing each other here, and nobody's ready to blink from either squad.
Coach Korf still has that posture of strategy here. Also, you could see him talking to the official, I honestly think, just to continue to give his girls the composure, the break needed. Just that type of interchange gave an extra 15, 20 seconds for the Vikings to think things over and keep their calm with a Wadena team that can get hot in a hurry.
Karsten driving inside. Shot off the glass, too strong. Loose ball on the floor collected by Roysum. Hands off to Korf. Well, the other reality here, Logan, is that these two teams will likely meet in the playoffs. And although the playoffs right now seem like an eternity away, you do want to value your time against opponents, and you don't want to take your foot off the gas if you know that you will likely see this team, and both these teams, I know, having been both there the past 2 years, they want to get to the section championship, and that means they will likely see each other either in a championship setting or a semifinal setting, and so you just don't want to take your foot off the gas as Peyton Gravel gets a nice spin move inside for the basket. 48-30 our score with 2:45 to play in this second half.
You just don't get reps like this in a practice-type setting, so their ability for two marquee teams in the Section 8AA to go against each other here, both coaches going to play chess until the very, very end of this basketball game.
Now it is Kirkwood handling from Korf, or to Korf rather. Korf loses the basketball briefly, but now collects it. 9 seconds on the shot clock as the fans count. Inside to Roysum. She'll take a dribble, kick out to Guler. Guler, long two-point basket, nothing but the bottom of the net. Pushing the lead back out to 20 with 2:10 left to play in this second half. As Coach Korf now brings some more substitutions back into the game, as well as unloading the bench here. It is Pavic with the ball. Hip high dribble, top of the key, defended by Grace Backstrom. Now to Montana Karsten, who earlier went off in about a 3-minute stretch for 12 points for the Wolverines. She now grabs another basket. She has 17 on the night, and it looks like both coaches now completely unload their benches here with 1:47 left to play. So we said nobody was going to blink, and now all of a sudden all seriousness is done.
And what a effort by Montana Karsten finishing with that bucket here before the substitution timeout. That was her first 2-point shot of the game after 5 threes. She's going to end this night with 17 points. Great individual effort by her. Morgan Korf is also going to take a seat with 19 points and a plenty of assists to boot here. Megan Guler, nice job, brought 7. And also the freshman Cameron Kirkwood with 8. And the Vikings offense just too much for the Wolverines in this one.
Sarah Haugerud loses the ball for the Vikings. Now into the basketball game for Wadena is Tori Malik. She will bring it up and hand off to number 3, Jada Dykoff. Jenna Dykoff now casts up the shot from the elbow. No good. Ball batted away out of bounds by Jada Dykoff. It'll be Pelican Rapids basketball with 1:10 to play here in this half. And now more rotation from the Vikings. And that is Carly Hovland doing the ball handling duties for the Vikings. She's going to get it to Bella Schustrom. Schustrom dribbles to the top of the key and hands over to Bryn Welch. Welch looking around, 18 seconds on the shot clock. Now to Schustrom, mishandled. Tori Malik takes it inside, right-handed layup, up and good. Now 50-34. And it is now Hovland bringing it across the timeline for the Vikings. Hovland spinning inside, loses the ball briefly, now puts the shot up and good for Carly Hovland, getting her first points and her name in the scorebook tonight. It is now Dykoff bringing it across the timeline for the Wolverines. 17 seconds to play in this one. Ball rotated around to Malik. Now back to the top of the key, and that is number 3, Jada Dykoff with the 3-point shot. 52-37 is our final. And Hovland's just going to dribble it out here. As the horn sounds, Norski, Pelican Rapids 52-37 winners in this showdown between top teams in Section 8AA. It is on to the holiday break now for everyone, as both teams will move on to their respective holiday tournaments. Vikings back in action late next week. And for Logan Knorr, my partner, and myself, thank you for listening / watching to Channel 2 this evening. Have a great night.